Year 1951, Anatolian territories. The young Republic of Turkey is in pursuit of an economic development immediately after its victories in the war. While the oldest agricultural products of human history are planted all over the country, a handful of farmers in Konya are after growing a new product that will be considered new for those days: sugar beet. Obtaining a new product is of course not possible with a single person. They would unearth a brand that was the face of Anatolian lands. Konya Beet Planters Cooperative was born as a new quest. Founded in 1952, Konya Şeker started production in its first factory in 1954. A farmer built the factory and it was operated by the state until 1994. 40 years later, the state transferred the small number of public shares to the cooperatives with an auction to privatize it. The transfer of the factory to the real owners has started a new process. Konya Şeker has risen rapidly in the hands of farmers. Konya Şeker, which had produced only sugar, molasses and pulp up to this date, made its first non-sugar investment and took a new production dimension by purchasing the Konya Milk Combine, with a capacity of 40 tons of milk per day. This production, other than sugar, has brought a completely different idea for farmers. They could now produce many products themselves. This self-esteem, born out of being one, would enable them to overcome many difficulties in the future. However, bureaucracy and bulkiness stemming from the traditional management approach would delay Konya sugar chains for a few more years. The grandchildren of the farmers who set out in 1951 were at least as excited as their grandparents and fathers. All these expectations required a management as excited and thirsty for success as the farmers. A management that will sign a brand new success story together with the farmers. Just before the millennium, 1999. Konya Beet Planters Cooperative General Assembly. The crowd gathered in this hall would not only vote for a management, but would also sign a success story. The farmers would prefer either those who sought to be content with the existing or a management that was aware of what the Anatolian people can achieve. A new voice has risen before those who do not have a suggestion for the manufacturer other than being contented with what was in the hand. A voice that aims to run rather than walking and tells how they will exist in the new world.
Enerjiyle donatacağız, fabrikalarla donatacağız, üretimle donatacağız. İnsanımızı başkalarına muhtaç etmeyeceğiz. Üreticiyi muhtaç etmeyeceğiz. Üreticinin başını öne eğdirmeyeceğiz.
Recep Konuk, who grew up in the shadow of Çatalhöyük, where the history of the world civilization sprouted, was the owner of this idealist voice. Recep Konuk, who was elected mayor of Çumra in 1994, said that another sugar factory could be established in Konya. He said, "These fertile soils love beet. The producer wants to produce more. The task of those who manage is to produce wealth from the abundance of our land to fulfill the wish of the producer." He founded a company with his 17 friends, and he had it made the project of the new sugar factory in Çumra. Then he told the cooperative to do the project which he had covered the costs of. In 1999, tens of thousands of farmers have brought Recep Konuk to his duty, who believed that this land has always deserved better, and he stood up for the management who defended the clumsiness of the old system. In the following years, not only Konya, but the whole world would see this difference. That day, something changed. Everything changed. First, Recep Konuk has reorganized the 45-year-old ancient factory according to the necessities of the modern era. New method for the new management had already been decided. Productivity and retrenchment. Konya Şeker, which fixed its financial state, has laid the base of Çumra sugar factory and started producing. The dream of producing more sugar beet has come true with this investment. Konya Şeker, which was taking 1.5 tons of sugar beet, then started taking 3.5 tons of sugar beet. And this one cooperative was providing the 5% of the sugar production of the Turkish Republic. Someone who does not try to step forward cannot walk. Konya Şeker was promising that it could soon run after this first step, which came after 50 years. As the next step, reducing the cost of the production of the partners, processing the produced outputs and putting into the market was aimed. Recep Konuk set a new perspective by saying, "Our partners are also producers of many things besides beet," and broadened the field of interest of Konya Şeker. According to the perspective, the management said, "Every matter that affects our partners also affects our cooperative and its associates," and the management has started to apply a 3-step investment. Konya Şeker, which set its priority to the facilities that process the output of Konya Şeker's partners, have put out a roadmap in order to bring the value-added products to its customers. In the second step, Konya Şeker have planned to make investments about increasing productivity and tightening a subsector. In the third step, have decided to make investments about regulating the market in favour of producers. Then, Konya Şeker has added another step to the 3-step investment project that is about taking precautions for possible recessions in the food market as a means of insurance investment. One of these investments is the thermal power plant in Çumra with 37 megawatt capacity. Konya Şeker has obtained Kangal and Soma power plants via privatization and has raised the production by 50% compared to before the privatization. This way, Konya Şeker has become one of the biggest electricity producers in Turkey with its 1,500 megawatt capacity. Konya Beet Planters Cooperative has achieved to lower its production costs by getting the fertilizer, pesticides, seeds, agricultural machinery and equipment from its cooperative stores under favourable conditions. Konya Beet Planters Cooperative has also reduced its financing burden by half by supporting its partners with cash and in-kind advances in the products it has contracted with its own subsidiary Konya Şeker. Konya Şeker has solved the main problems of the producers one by one. Drip irrigation pipes market was in the hands of 3 foreign brands. The producers wanted to use less water, but the prices were not reasonable enough for them. Pamplas production facilities in Cihanbeyli were established with the aim of regulating that market. Konya Şeker has entered the market and prices have reduced by half. Konya Şeker, which has gradually expanded its Pamplas facilities over the years, has strengthened its operational efficiency with its investments on corrugate pipe, pallet, stretch film, recycling, sack and bale rope production facilities. Konya Şeker produces liquid organic fertilizer that is used as an input by its producers and as a side product in bioethanol production. Konya Şeker has invested in the steam dry pulp production plant to make pulp, which is one of the most important outputs of the sugar industry with a higher economic value. With its investments on the roughage deficiency in our country, Konya Şeker has extended the lifespan of the pulp up to 2 years. It has also ensured the wet pulp with stretch film to be used for 1 year without deterioration. Konya Şeker has established a feed plant to meet the increasing need for forage and livestock in the region 3 years before the construction of the meat milk integrated facility. Various farms were also established in 7 different regions. Konya Şeker also established the embryo production and transfer center for more efficient livestock breeding in the region by bringing productive and fertile breeds to its partners at low cost. With the establishment of the Konya Food and Agriculture University, the company has transferred this project to this university to be carried out with an academic competence. One of the strategic steps taken by Konya Şeker was seed production. Turkey's first agricultural seed company, Beta Ziraat, was incorporated into Konya Şeker in 2010. Thanks to this incorporation, Konya Şeker has begun producing dozens of certified seed items. Having produced and tested high-yield varieties suitable for climate and land structure in different regions under farmer conditions, Konya Şeker made trial production of dozens of sunflower seeds 4 years before it invested on the crude sunflower seed oil plant. Konya Şeker, which has also taken action to produce the seed of the potato it has contracted, has started to produce zero-generation potato seedlings by establishing greenhouses and the tissue culture laboratory. Production with zero-generated domestic seeds, which are free from diseases and have higher yields than the 4th and 5th generation imported seeds, was also reflected in the yield figures. While approximately 3,038 kilograms of potatoes per decade can be bought in Turkey, in Konya Şeker's contracted cultivation sites, the sugar yield per decade occurred as 4,200 kilograms. Carrying the productivity approach in agriculture to the industry, Konya Şeker added 3 to 4 more steps to the industrial process of the raw material in the industrial campuses it established with the principle of zero waste, which is the raw material of the waste of one factory, and turned the industrial outputs into economic value. Konya Şeker, which first produced sugar from beets, turned the pulp into a valuable feed material, while the other byproduct set up facilities to produce liquid carbon dioxide from the carbon dioxide released during the fermentation process before molasses. Konya Şeker, which established the bioethanol production facility in order to reduce air pollution and consumption of petroleum products that our company is dependent on abroad, has taken an important step in reducing the dependency of our country while keeping the millions of dollars paid abroad as fuel. Konya Şeker, which has commercially marketed some of the liquid carbon dioxide it produces in the continuation of the production process, has produced a large amount of organic fertilizer from the ethanol production by shrinking, while evaluating a large part in the sugar production process and the greenhouses it has established. Konya Şeker, which has to cool the hot water used in the production process in order to reuse it, has installed ultra-air-conditioned greenhouses that cool this water by circulating it in greenhouses and enabling greenhouse cultivation with zero energy cost instead of spending energy and cooling in cooling towers. Adding new stages to the process, Konya Şeker has designed the ponds where it breeds the hot water fish, tilapia, and the tissue culture laboratory greenhouses, where it produces mini tubers for potato seed in a way that heats the processed water. While constructing a similar approach on the campuses of Sedibey and Kashanhani, Konya Şeker has increased its operational efficiency with the rendering facility established in Panagro Meat Milk Integrated Facility, while producing biogas and electricity from organic wastes of potatoes and sugar beets in Sedibey facilities. Konya Şeker preserves a significant portion of the potatoes it processes in Sedibey plants in natural warehouses instead of industrial-type warehouses, while accumulating resources for new investments with its savings and the income that is obtained thanks to tightening investments that have completed its integrity. It has reached resources that can provide financial support for its partners and met with projects that evaluates the wastewater. Year 2007. There was no other way in front of Konya Şeker to carry out an agricultural industry activity that would supply the food industry and make the agricultural product produced by its partners away from risks. Could the imagination goals such as getting out, organising a production process sensitive to market dynamics and standing up without being crushed in a competitive market can be achieved with a corporate culture that consists of wholesale sugar produced for half a century? That was the question. The road from the field to the market shelf was a long and difficult road, but it was also the only way for the producer to get a share of the added value. It was difficult, reducing the expense to some extent. The solution increased income. In 2007, Konya Şeker chose not to stop, but to run, handed over the promise of no gain without any effort. It has decided to turn every product produced by its partners into a value-added product and bring it to the shelf. It had to be organised first. New management model was needed for hundreds of items and dozens of factories. A management model that will carry out services such as finance, marketing, research and development from a single source and harmonise the strategy of the institution with its objectives. process of holding started with the identification of this need and was completed in 2008. Konya Şeker, which has managed one sector, one product, one factory for years, was now ready to manage many sectors, many products and many factories in the future. Other preparations were needed. The decision was clear. The manufacturer's product would be on the shelf to be processed. So, how would the manufactured products be carried to the shelf, and how would they meet the consumer without any intermediaries? Yes, a distribution and sales organisation was required. Panik Share was established and has grown over the years. Business volume has increased. The number of products it took on the shelves exceeded 1,000 items, while the fingers of both hands were up. After the production value added decision, Konya Şeker's indispensable journey has started the branding process. A selection was made that reflects the production approach and quality standard. Turku brand, which means pure, solid, clean and silky as silk in Divan Ilugati Turk, was born with this approach. Turku came out to the consumer saying naturally from us. It produced itself in the market with products that prioritise consumer health, do not compromise naturalness. Turku was the pride of the Republic of Turkey and a brand value in a short time. One more thing was needed to process the products produced by the production partners and present them to the consumers as dozens of production facilities. It was obvious to do: investment. But first, it was necessary to take precautions against a product with controversial effects on consumer health, which is used as an input in sugary products. Konya Şeker took that precaution and started producing liquid beet sugar to take back the market. The facility, with a production capacity of 130,000 tonnes, has also ensured the production of 1 million tonnes of beets. Liquid sugar has diversified. It has partnered to the patisseries with the products such as sherbet for baklava and dessert, and to the pharmaceutical industry with the products such as medication sugar. It has also produced bee bread used in the feeding of bees in winter and served the country's beekeeping. Now it could be time to advance to the primary objective. Branded production and the journey to the shelves could begin. Konya Şeker, which packaged the sugar for retail that was sold for wholesale factory delivery at first, started the production of value-added products with the products in which beet sugar is used as its main field of activity. Konya Şeker, which has started production of hard candy and chocolate in 2007 with festive varieties, rapidly has increased its product range and the number of facilities producing snacks. Konya Şeker built new sugar products and chocolate production facilities and bakery products, biscuits, cakes and wafer production facilities in Çumra campus, has also activated the flour factory to produce special flour varieties. Konya Şeker, which produced some products such as Turkish Delight, halva, Mevlana candy and sesame butter at the traditional products production plant in Kahraman, added new consistencies and flavours to the traditional products. To enlarge potato farming in the region, Konya Şeker has invested Seydibe agricultural products processing plants, and while giving the frozen French fries and onion rings produced at the facility to the chain restaurants, the potato starch factory invested in its operational integrity in order to meet the potato starch requirement of domestic producers and to meet the need for potato starch, which satisfies all of our country with imported substitution. By reducing the import of oilseeds, one of the largest imported items in our country, Konya Şeker aimed to turn the direction of the foreign currency flowing into imports to the farmer and began the production of Hamya factory. Immediately after this investment, it has taken its place on the shelves with the production of refined sunflower oil. Thanks to its investment and the price policy, it has increased the annual sunflower production to 400,000 tonnes in Konya, which was around 50,000 tonnes. And Konya Şeker has also led our country to spend less, around $150 million in imports. Year 2011. We have decided to take part in. Konya Şeker has started the investment of meat milk integrated facility with this saying: Konya Şeker, which stretched its wings to the field, wished to grow livestock in the region after vegetative production. Such a goal could be achieved by building the facility with the world's largest production capacity. Done. dairy products in 2013, meat and meat product facilities in 2014 has started production. The facility, which produces with Halal certified, has redefined the hygiene and quality standards in meat and milk. As the facility started production, the mountains and slopes of the Konya plain came to life and livened up. Konya's large and small cattle assets increased over 60% and milk production increased over 50%, while the income of the farmer diversified and increased. Konya Şeker also took action to grow the vineyard and garden, and fruit juice, molasses and vinegar production facilities were established in Sarıoğlan. Konya Şeker, which provides market regulation in wheat with the tonnage purchases made by the bulgur factory, also intervenes with the turnip production facility, another turnip product and carrot. Konya Şeker, whose product item on the shelves exceeds 1,000, launched the Turku Banquet Restaurants project so that the consumer can meet his food needs without giving up healthy and traditional Turkish delicacies, while opening the direct chain markets to bring the products he produced to the consumer without intermediaries. Turku Banquet Restaurants prepared by doner kebabs and serving doner kebabs to the taste of taste lovers, accompanied by Turku's beverage group and fried potatoes and onion rings. Konya Şeker has also made its investment in the future of the sector by starting the first food and agriculture specialization university of our country. It founded Konya Food and Agriculture University to develop the knowledge, technology and innovations that the industry needs. As the University of Konya Şeker, which was established to transform university-industry cooperation from theory to actuality, started to contribute to the food industry of our country immediately, it has also started dozens of projects that will add new momentum to our food industry and increase productivity in agricultural production, and produce scientific solutions to the issues facing the producer. Taking an important step in the field of science for sustainable agriculture, Konya Şeker launched the largest afforestation project carried out by the private sector in 2004 to ensure continuity in agricultural production. "We are fundamentally committed to this land," said Konya Şeker. Konya's second project, given the start-up stage, was set a target population of trees as saying the trees until Turkey population. Providing continuity in afforestation activities with the saplings it has grown in the Sapling Production Centre, which has an annual production capacity of 4.5 million. Konya Şeker has used the improvement of the afforestation areas by treating the soil that comes with agricultural products. Konya Şeker, which also carries out the maintenance and watering of the trees that it has planted, has created a forest area of 9,400,000 square metres in 66 places, while planting a route of 5,000 kilometres in the village roads, with roads connecting Konya to neighbouring provinces and districts. Biological life has been revitalised with the project. Agricultural efficiency has increased with natural moisture regulation. The contribution of the project to the fight against sun was also reflected in the reports. Konya Şeker, acting by considering not only the commercial aspect of the business but also its social dimensions, has implemented many projects in areas such as sports, health and education. Konya Şeker, combining professional football branch with Konyaspor, successfully represented our country in international competitions in cycling by establishing Turkey's first professional cycling team, and performed health screening in villages throughout the health project for the ones who produce. Providing the highest institutional participation in organ donation, Konya Şeker took its place near the needy people with its blood donation campaigns every year. Konya Şeker, which is the project partner in the campaign of Mother-Daughter at School Together, supported 100,000 women to be literate and did not forget their disabled siblings. Extending a helping hand to disaster victims in natural disasters, Konya Şeker delivered the prayers of its partners to those in need along with aid materials. Another work in Konya Plain is the wind of diligence. Although the hearts are velvety soft, hands are strong like steel, and those hands knead the soil like a fertility dough. Labour, distilled in the heart, sweats blood to the soil. However, it is not enough to know the loyalty of the cultivated land. Striving, getting tired and working without stopping are not enough. It is necessary to know agriculture, to appreciate the fertility of the soil, to produce wealth from the bosom of the soil, to grow by producing and to grow the work, vaccine, bread of the producer. It is necessary to be united, not one, to be strong and to reach tomorrow. Instead of loneliness, when there is unity, many things have changed in Konya Plain. There was one factory, and now it is 45. Not only the number of production facilities of Konya Şeker, but also its own resources, capital and turnover increased exponentially. This growth story was also reflected in the figures. While Konya Şeker bought only sugar beets from its partners once, the number of products increased to 32. It was a subsistence for 1,236 people, but now it is the hope for 15,000 people. Konya Şeker, which was able to pay a product price of 50.8 million Turkish liras to the producer, has increased this amount to 60 only in 15 years and delivered approximately 3 billion Turkish liras to its manufacturer. Konya Şeker's export was almost non-existent. It increased to $100 million. Abundance of Konya Plain has reached 4 corners of Turkey and approximately 100 countries in the world. The spark, which was once burned by a handful of farmers, has been a hope for Anatolia. The seedlings planted in 1951 saying 2 heads are better than 1, with a step taken, a changing perspective, turned into a huge plane tree that can be seen from all over the world. In the shade of this plane tree, the justice that was in the yeast of these lands fell into the ground from seed to seed. The motto of a cooperative, everyone who produces is valuable, everyone has the right to get what they produce, that is established to bring its partners together with prosperity, has led to a new route, a new way to the producer, a way whose purpose is leading to prosperity and wealth. Konya Şeker, producing power for Turkey.